in the nation-building exercise. The awards have become the epitome for motivating individuals and organizations to raise their performance in their specific domains, leading to significant contribution towards the growth and development of the Indian construction industry. Let's begin the show with a round of applause, please. Can we see some more energy once again, please? Thank you very much. Please join me in welcoming the dignitaries as I call upon their names and welcome them to come on the dais. I request Dr. P.S. Rana, Chairman of Construction Industry Development Council, to join us on the stage, please. Shri Pradeep Bhargav, IAS retired Chairman of the Jury and former Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Madhya Pradesh. Dr. B.D. Mundra, Chairman Emeritus Simplex Infrastructures Limited. Dr. K. Radhakrishna, Executive Director, CW&E, Directorate of Civil Works and State. Lieutenant General Harpal Singh, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, ADC, former ENC, Army Headquarters. Shri N.K. Sinha, former Director General, Ministry of Road, Transport and Highways. Shri K.M. Singh, former CMD, NHPC. Shri Ratul Datta, former CGM, ONGC. What a distinguished dignitaries on the dais and off the dais as well. Let's hear it for everyone once again. I now request Dr. P.S. Rana, Chairman of CIDC, to deliver the welcome address, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have gathered here for the 14th CIDC Vishwakarma Awards function. And particularly I would like to welcome Lieutenant General Harpal Singh ji, then Shri B.D. Mundra, Pradeep Bhargav, who is the chairman of the jury, then Dr. K. Radhakrishnan, Shri N.K. Sinha and Rahul Datta ji, and all the awardees of the function, for today's function. As you know, and all the delegates and invitees. We have seen over the last 14 years when this award was introduced, has taken a long journey, and I'm really happy to announce that today and yesterday, and the day before yesterday, we have given awards in 14 categories and total awards numbering around 260. So that shows the popularity of this award. Over the years, it has been expanding the scope of the award to cover all varieties, all the stakeholders who contribute in the construction industry to achieve the better quality, better productivity, and safety. These are the main landmarks for construction industry which we have been keeping in mind. Each awardee is scrutinized by the jury because the number of nominees is quite large, and you have to select out of them who really deserve it. And this has been a very tremendous job of the jury, which I would, Mr. Pradeep Bhargav will be explaining how much efforts they had to make to select the real deserving ones. And I would really ask them to take this in further. And this popularity of this award is increasing day by day. I congratulate all the awardees and then start the function. Thank you.
May I also request Sri Chandan Ghoshji from NIDM to join us on stage, please. Sri Chandan Ghosh, ladies and gentlemen. I now request Sri Pradeep Bhargavji, the chairman of the jury, to address the audience, please.
Thank you. Namaste. The chairman of CIDC has been very brief in his speech and passed on the buck to me. So I've become some kind of a speaker on record to put on record the manner in which we conduct ourselves and the number of awards and how they were awarded, etc. So I'll go into them in some detail. Greetings to the distinguished guests on the stage, esteemed jury members, some of whom I see and some are absent, deserving awardees, diligent evaluators from the CIDC and also members of the jury, CIDC family, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to welcome you all to this special occasion, the 14th CIDC Vishwakarma Award ceremony. Now that the Government of India and states have started pumping in large, voluminous resources into infrastructure development, I am hopeful that post-COVID-19, we are on the path of recovery and resilience, and better days are ahead for the construction industry. I am confident that the construction industry will emerge stronger, healthier, and more profitable. More profitable is very important in the coming years. As you are aware, CIDC is an organization sponsored by the erstwhile Planning Commission and the construction industry. It is in many ways, it was a joint venture to promote the interests of the construction industry in India. Amongst its various activities, the CIDC has many activities. One of the activities is hosting the now famous CIDC Vishwakarma Awards every year. This is the 14th, so previous to this, 13 have been held. The CIDC Vishwakarma Awards are inspired by Lord Vishwakarma, the divine architect of construction practices in India. What is the objective of the CIDC Awards? The CIDC Vishwakarma Awards aim to acknowledge and appreciate the remarkable work and achievements of individuals and organizations that have made significant contributions to the Indian construction industry. The purpose of the awards is to identify and highlight those who excel in the industry in terms of delivering better outcomes and processes, thereby setting standards to the Indian construction industry. For colleagues and peer groups in the construction industry to follow and emulate. We now have a total of 14 award categories. This changes from year to year. The previous year we had 14, and therefore there are 14 award categories. This year, of course, we have discontinued the award which was given for and termed as the COVID Warriors. This was during the time of the COVID-19 pandemic, where we were finding it very difficult for the construction industry to function. That has been discontinued this year. The entire process of the CIDC Vishwakarma Awards is strictly governed by the guidelines issued by the CIDC. Applications are shortlisted based on these guidelines and the information provided by the nominees. This year, we received about 284 valid applications / nominations for the awards. Site visits were conducted by CIDC officials where necessary. The due diligence process for the awards is a very rigorous one, and teams of 1, 2, or 3 officials or evaluators have traveled across the length and breadth of the country from mid-October 2022 to mid-March 2023 to complete the evaluations on time for this function. In fact, almost the entire staff of CIDC is involved in this massive exercise for about 5 months. I am informed that there were about 156 site visits by the dedicated and discerning teams of CIDC, examining the cases of valid applications and nominations. I must place on record also that members of the jury, that is my team, some of them, whenever they were free and willing, also participated in going to the field and participated in these site visits. The selection of awardees in the category of artisans and supervisors is also a humongous task. Approximately 140 nominations were received. In the CIDC, we have switched over to conducting examinations online. So all the applications were assessed online, about 140 applications. The list of recipients is finalized by a distinguished jury, as I've indicated, which carefully examines the huge database, that is the application submitted by the person or the organization concerned, and the site visits reports. If necessary, during the process of conducting the jury meetings, there are phone calls and discussions with the applicants. The whole process takes a jury several days with long sittings from morning to late evening. Mammoth jury meetings were held in March 2023 to decide the final list of winners. The awards, like I indicated, is about 14 in number now this year. They are briefly Industry Doyen, Creating Social Development and Impact. 3, Scientist / Academician, Innovator, Technologist. 4, Best Professionally Managed Companies. 5, Startups, Best Projects, Artisans and Supervisors, Health, Safety and Environment, HR Practices for Organizations, Skill Development, and also Construction Education. Pre-engineered buildings also has a separate award category. This year we have departed from the normal routine, and in addition to the awards that I indicated, we have recommended the issuance of awards for artisans and supervisors to workmen from Mauritania, Maldives, Cameroon, Tunisia, Mali, Tanzania, Tajikistan, and Senegal. The jury and I are truly grateful and appreciate all those who have helped in the successful conduct of the 14th CIDC Vishwakarma Awards. A special thanks is due to the Director General sitting there, Dr. Saroop, and of course, Ashutosh, together with his team, not only you, for making all this possible with their tireless efforts. The jury and I are deeply honored to be associated with the CIDC Vishwakarma Awards. Our view has been and is that this important task is our modest contribution towards enhancing the growth and development of the Indian construction industry. I take this opportunity to congratulate all awardees in all categories, and my heartfelt thanks to the jury and award committee for their hard work and sincere dedication to this effort. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. I now request Dr. B.D. Mundra, Chairman Emeritus, Simplex Infrastructures Limited, to address the audience, please.
Namaste. Jai Hind. Shri P.S. Rana ji, Shri Bhargav ji, Chandral साहब और मंच पर विराजमान सब महानुभाव, और सामने ऑडियंस के अंदर बैठे सब मित्रगण, मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ CIDC का कि जो मुझे बार बार इस मंच पर आकर एक सुखद अनुभव लेने का एक अवसर प्रदान करते हैं। मित्रों, मैंने अभी भार्गव जी से सुना, बहुत से लोगों ने जिन्होंने मेहनत की है, एफर्ट किया, they received a recognition prize in different categories. मैं उनकी बात नहीं कह रहा हूं आज, उनको तो बहुत बहुत बधाई है, but those who could not get the award, there may be many. एफर्ट्स तो उन्होंने भी किया था और बहुत अच्छा किया था, लेकिन थोड़े से रह गए। मुझे एक बात याद आ गई, कल रात को क्रिकेट का मैच हो रहा था बंबई और दिल्ली के बीच में। दिल्ली 1 रन से हार गई लास्ट बॉल पर, और सब लोगों ने देखा होगा। तो कभी कभी जिंदगी के अंदर वो 1 रन का महत्व कितना होता है, और वो भी कैसे हार गई कि वो रन आउट करते करते वो रन आउट नहीं कर सका। तो क्या उन लोगों को क्रिकेट छोड़ देना चाहिए? क्या हम एफर्ट करना बंद कर दें? नहीं। मुझे एक वाकया याद आता है, कहीं मैंने पढ़ा अब्राहम लिंकन की जीवनी के अंदर कि वो 19 दफे अनसक्सेसफुल हुए और उसके बाद उनको सफलता मिली। तो मैं आप लोगों को यही कहूंगा कि आप प्रयास करते रहें, आप अपना काम करें, मन लगा करके तन मन से काम करें। सफलता आपके हाथ में आएगी ही आएगी। मुझे गालिब का एक पंक्ति याद आती है, खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना, खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना कि खुदा बंदे से ये पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है। वो परवरदिगार सब देखता है। आप अपने मन से पूर्ण समर्पण भाव से आप अपना काम कीजिए, अवार्ड रिवार्ड आते रहेंगे, लेकिन आपने अच्छी तरह से काम किया, आपने पूरा एफर्ट दिया, इसका जो संतोष होता है, सेटिस्फैक्शन आता है जिंदगी में, वो अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा है और इन सारे रिवार्डों से और अवार्डों से बड़ा है। जिंदगी के अंत में हम सोचें कि भाई मैंने तन मन से काम तो किया, लेकिन अभी भी काम कुछ छूट गया है। देखिए, हम लोग भारतवर्ष में हिंदू लोग खास तौर से पुनर्जन्म को मानते हैं। आज 60 वर्ष कंस्ट्रक्शन लाइन के अंदर में से 55 तो फील्ड पर और काम के ऊपर ही दिए, लेकिन आज भी फील करता हूं कि बहुत सी चीजें छूट गई हैं और भारतवर्ष में बहुत कुछ होने का है कि जो मैं देख नहीं पाऊंगा शायद। हे भगवान, मुझे जन्म दे तो मुझे यहीं पर दे और इसी काम में दे। क्योंकि ये मेरे खून में बस गया है। I am a construction man. I can't be anything different now. And मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि if I am reborn, please put me in the same line, same field. उस धूड़ मट्टी के अंदर मैं मेरा जीवन बिताऊं, जिन वर्कर के साथ में मैंने रोटी खाई थी वो कितने बांग्लादेश से आए हुए थे उस समय, उस जमाने में, केरल से थे। कितने सुखद दिन थे वो काम सीखने के, काम करने के। इन एयर कंडीशन ऑफिस के अंदर मुझे वो आनंद बाद में कभी नहीं मिला जो मुझे फील्ड पर मिला। और यही कंस्ट्रक्शन लाइन की एक विशेषता है। सारे देश का भ्रमण, सारे देश को देखना, सब तरह तरह के लोगों से मिलना, मित्रों यही आपका रिवार्ड है, यही आपके जीवन की सफलता है। और भगवान करे यह सफलता आपको बार बार मिलती रहे। इतने वर्षों से CIDC के इस मंच पर मैं आता रहा हूं, सब मित्रों का मैं बहुत आभारी हूं। मुझे इतना स्नेह, इतना प्यार दिया। अब समय आ गया है, पता नहीं किस दिन शरीर साथ छोड़ दे, लेकिन मेरा मन, मेरा दिल सदा आपके साथ रहेगा, मैं आ सकूं या ना। और अंत में यही कहूंगा कि दरो दीवार पर हसरत से नजर करते हैं, दरो दीवार पर हसरत से नजर करते हैं, खुश रहो अहले वतन, अब हम तो सफर करते हैं। धन्यवाद।
Dr. V.D. Mundra, ladies and gentlemen, who is also the patron of Construction Industry Development Council. Thank you very much, sir, for constantly inspiring us, motivating us, and to bless us. Thank you very much. I now request Dr. K. Radhakrishna to address the audience, please.
Thank you. Actually, I was not ready for addressing this august audience today, but Chairman CIDC, members of the governing board, Chairman of the jury, august members sitting on the dais, and ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be part of this evening's program and to be part of all of you today. This time, I see that CIDC program, the Vishwakarma Awards, is being partnered by a number of other countries as well. And that's very interesting, and that's very heartening also. I would like to see some of the Vishwakarma Awards given to projects from other countries also sometime. I have seen most of the awards being given to the Indian companies. I don't know whether there are any foreign countries also or foreign companies who have been given these awards. If it is done, I think CIDC will be going not only all over India, it will be going all over the world. And that will be a pride for all of us. The people who came before me, they have given a brief about CIDC, the awards, and the construction industry, and their experience in this industry. I have been in this industry for the last 35 years as in the construction industry, construction department of the Defense Research and Development Organization. It's called the Directorate of Civil Works and Estates, and it is not so well known outside DRDO and probably MES, because we are working together in a lot of projects. They do a lot of work for us, and we do a lot of work for not only DRDO, but we do a lot of strategic works for the Army, Navy, and the Air Force. These are strategic as well as classified works. I can't talk much about these projects, but I can talk about a few projects that we have done, which I'd like to bring to the fore, and especially to the people in the industry as well as to the youngsters. I came to know that there are quite a few startups, people from the startups also sitting here, the youngsters sitting here. The construction industry in India has been an old industry. It's been quite old. And we have been growing slowly using a lot of old technology. Then we came to concrete. Concrete has been going on for a long time. Cast in situ construction has been going on for a long time. Then we came to PEB construction. That's all fine. But today, we can't keep on depending on such technologies. We have to go ahead. We have to leap ahead. And we have to bring in innovation, and a lot of innovation into our construction programs, which will speed up our work and make our work efficient as well as cost effective. Towards this, I'd like to say that during the COVID, DRDO had an opportunity. The main construction work that we had came to a standstill because most of the construction sites had to be closed. But then we were put into the COVID pandemic in a way we could never even imagine. We were tasked with constructing COVID hospitals all over the country. And COVID hospitals varying from 500 beds to 1,000 beds, which we constructed in a period of 12 to 15 days in each place. How we did it is a story by itself. We had no idea about what is a hospital. We know what's a building, we know administrative buildings, technical buildings, all these things we know. We had no idea about hospitals. We had no idea about COVID hospitals. We had no idea about medicines, equipment. We were just thrown into the field and said, everything you have to do. We managed the hospitals. We managed the oxygen supplies, oxygen storage, the medical equipment, the medical supplies, medicines, everything. Our engineers were there. They were around the hospital supporting the doctors and the nurses to take care of the patients. And this we did in 15 hospitals around the country. We have seen different emotions when we were looking after these hospitals. Initially, we were thrilled that we could finish these hospitals in 15 days, 10 days, 12 days. And then we saw the reactions from the patients who survived, and the patients who could not survive, and their relatives. That was a totally different experience for all of us. How to build a hospital in 12 days and 15 days? I can't go into the details now, but we were able to give a write-up and explain the details, and all these details are available with the Ministry of Health, Government of India. And they are sharing it with different states where we could not go and where they wanted some other different sizes of hospitals, all that they could do. The second project that I'd like to talk about is the Mission 45 Days. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. That is one of the projects which has got an award today. This Mission 45 Days was a construction project. It is called, what we call it, the hybrid composite construction technology. This technology, we built a 6-storied building of 130,000 square feet within a period of 45 days. And on the 45th day, the Honorable Raksha Mantri of India flew down all the way from Delhi during the parliament session, came down, and exactly on the 45th day, in the top floor conference room, he inaugurated the building. So how could we do it in 45 days? Now that is what we call innovation, and there's a lot of planning also involved in this. And I'm telling you, out of this, I think 95 to 96% of the materials, the resources, everything was from India, within the country. Identifying the materials, identifying the sources, planning them in such a way they reach the place at the right time, stacking them up in the right time, right place. We had a very little space for the construction of the building. This is for the Aeronautical Development Establishment, where they're going to use the building for the LCA Mark II, the flight control system building for the LCA Mark II, as well as the UAV. It's called UCAV. It's a combat aerial vehicle. So for these two technologies, this building has been constructed. So there was a lot of planning that has gone into it, and there was minute-to-minute planning. There were project managers sitting in each floor. They were trying to tell us what is required at what minute in which place. So that's how that 45 days the entire building was completed, including the flooring, the carpeting, the furniture, everything was ready. So now this is where I'm talking about innovation. I'm talking about how the industry has to adapt and grow, and it can be done. Like I said, the youngsters, the startups, now we have this 3D printing technology. I know there was a small startup in IIT Madras, they have done it. Now L&T has taken it up in a big way. MES has done it in 2 or 3 facilities of theirs. L&T has taken it up in a big way. I think they are doing one post office in Bangalore using this 3D printing. Like that, the youngsters as well as the industry doyens, I think you should look into these new technologies and innovation in this industry. With these words, I'd like to say thank you to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. K. Radhakrishna. I now request Lieutenant General Harpal Singh, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, ADC, former Engineer-in-Chief, Army Headquarters, to address the audience, please.
And Dr. P.S. Rana, Chairman CIDC, Mr. Pradeep Bhargav, Dr. Mundra, other dignitaries on the dais, doyens of industry. I could see a lot of friends here, Mr. Jayant Basu and others, my ADG Border Roads, my DG Works. A very good evening to each one of you. At the outset, very, very privileged and honored to be invited here today and share my thoughts with each one of you, especially the budding engineers in the last few rows. Throughout my service, the only thing I followed was commitment. If you have commitment in any sphere of your life, I think you'll be able to deliver, commitment towards the society, commitment towards the nation, I think the end result is only delivery. The second most important thing is a collaborative approach. A unilateral approach or a one-man approach will never work in today's world. The industry, the government, the academia, all have to be in sync. Only then the challenges which are thrown up in terms of technology, in terms of time constraints, in terms of deliverables, will be able to overcome all these challenges should we follow a collaborative approach and not a you and me approach. Like what Dr. Radhakrishnan has said, the technology is what is going to drive this industry, the construction industry. The new technologies in terms of BIMs, the precast, the modular, or in a big way, the 3D printing which is going to come in, your augmented reality or your virtual reality, which will benefit the architects, the contractors, the engineers, that needs to be brought in. Green infra is the norm. We should reduce our carbon footprint and have a safer earth or environment for our children. We need to invest in drones and robotics for a very precise construction works wherever it is required, nanotechnologies, and also sustainable infrastructure. So that's what is required for each one of us, and I'm sure that with budding minds, young engineers, we should be able to achieve. And I will request the CIDC, if it is not there, especially Dr. Swaroop here, that if we can have an award for emerging technologies, I think that will set the pace for the industry to inculcate these technologies here. And in the end, thank you once again for inviting me over here and being part of this August gathering. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I now request Dr. P.R. Swaroop, Director General CIDC, to address the audience, please.
Thank you so much, Praveen, and I welcome all the distinguished dignitaries on the dais. And there are a couple of very special thanks that are due this evening. My first set of compliments and thank goes to the Engineer-in-Chief's branch of Indian Army under the able stewardship of General Harpal Singh and my friend, Lieutenant General Ashok Kumar, who's sitting here. We have been able to initiate a massive countrywide skill development program for all the contractors of MES Builder Association of India, and it was only on account of the initiatives taken by the two senior dignitaries here. Thank you very much, sir. We acknowledge that. And that's the reason why you are here with us. We had the privilege of having him as our vice chairman, and so is the present ENC, who is also the vice chairman of CIDC, because this is by statutes. Thank you, sir. My thanks are due to chairman of the jury, who had been a very hard taskmaster, very, very hard taskmaster, and definitely he wouldn't tolerate any confusion or nonsense anywhere for that matter. Thank you very much, sir. All my team was thoroughly scared of you. Thank you so much. So we could do justice. Give a big hand for Mr. Bharti. For Dr. B.D. Mundra, I have a small message. The kind of couplets that you were narrating at this point in time, they do not really befit your stature. I have known you for almost 3 decades and very intimately. And you are very right when you say that you are a down-to-earth construction person, like I am. You have just taken small vacation and permitted me to be the project manager. And one thing which we are taught, and you also taught me that it is the project manager who decides that what's going to be your schedule. You don't decide that. So please don't start talking about that you have ended your journey and you are going. I am the project manager and I have decided you are not going anywhere. There are going to be a series of Vishwakarma Awards and you are going to be gracing all of them, sir. He has to be around. He is the patron of CIDC, and during last 27 years, whatever little that we could do, it was because of his continuous chiding. And I always say that there are very few elders who can set us right on the right path. And he happens to be leading the whole bunch of elders that I have today. Of course, it goes to Dr. Rana, who is like a big brother to me, and he too has been guiding selflessly and throughout the journey here. And of course, my friends in the jury, who are relatively younger, because now this is the time that with my 70th year creeping in, there are younger lot of people who should also come over. Thank you very much. This is not vote of thanks. The vote of thanks will come later, after the award distribution. Thank you very much. I am watching everything here.
Thank you very much, Dr. Swaroop. आइए तालियों की गूंज से एक बार फिर से एनर्जी के साथ शुरुआत करते हैं अवार्ड सेरेमनी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की। The first category of awards, Achievement Award for Industry Doyen, Code A, Shri Samir Surlekar, Director, Assess Piltchem Private Limited, Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra, getting trophy and certificate. May I request Mr. Sunny Surlekar to receive the award on his behalf, please? Let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, the award is for the industry doyen. So let's hear it loudly. May I request Shri B.D. Mundra ji and Chairman CIDC to please do the honors, please. I'll once again request the awardees to climb the stage from that side and take the award and come down from this side. Thank you. Congratulations. Achievement Award again for Industry Doyen, Shri Jayant Basu, Managing Director, ITD Cementation India Limited, Mumbai, trophy and certificate. I again request Chairman CIDC and Chairman of the jury, Shri Pradeep Bhargav ji, to give this award, please. Next category is Achievement Award for Industry Captain, and the award is given to Shri Nilotpal Kar, Managing Director, Master Builder Solution, India Private Limited, Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. The trophy and certificate. Shri Nilotpal Kar, ladies and gentlemen, I request Lieutenant General Harpal Singh Ji and Shri Chandan Ghosh Ji to give this award, please. Achievement Award for Industrial Township of Excellence, Mihan SEZ, Nagpur, Maharashtra. The medal and certificate. Mihan SEZ, Nagpur, Maharashtra. May I request the representative to come on the stage to have the award? All right, we move on to the next category in that case. Achievement Award for Best Public Officer from Government and Public Sector, which is in Code C. The first award goes to Lieutenant General Harpal Singh, and I request, sir, you please come here, and the Chairman of CIDC and Chairman Jury Vishwakarma Award to give the award, please. Major General Ashok Kumar, Director General Works, Military Engineer Services. Please bear in mind, these awards are very, very prestigious awards. So accordingly, let's have a round of applause for the most deserving people. Dr. Brijesh Dikshit, sir, can I request you to please be with us for some time here? There are a couple of more awards which you have to give. Dr. Brijesh Dikshit, Managing Director, Maharashtra Metro Rail Corporation Limited, Maha Metro, Nagpur. Dr. Brijesh Dikshit. So on behalf of Dr. Brijesh Dikshit, the team would be collecting this award. Shri Sunil Mathur, Director, RSS and OP, Maharashtra Metro Rail Corporation Limited, Maha Metro, Nagpur. Sunilji is there. So you please take the same award. Right. We request the team to take the award once again. Next category is Achievement Award for Best Professionally Managed Company from Construction Material, supply, handling, and services. There are different categories in this. Category 1, turnover under 2,500 crores, code E1. And the award, trophy and certificate goes to Pradeep Phosphates Limited, Odisha. Pradeep Phosphates Limited. Category 3, turnover 100 crore to 1,000 crore, Nina Percept Private Limited, Mumbai, getting trophy and certificate. Nina Percept. I stand corrected. The correct name is Paradeep Phosphates Limited, Odisha. Thank you. Nina Percept Private Limited, Mumbai. Trophy and certificate. Asset Homes Private Limited, Kochi, medal and certificate. Asset Homes Private Limited, Kochi. RS Infra Projects Private Limited, Noida. RS Infra Projects, do we have anybody from the team? Kochi jo ho gaya. Next was RS Infra Projects. That's a different team. Category 4, turnover under 100 crores. Crichton Bilmart Company Private Limited, Gurugram. Getting trophy and certificate. Category 5, startups, Astrix Engineering Products Private Limited, Coimbatore. Trophy and certificate. Category 5, startups, Astrix Engineering Products Private Limited, Coimbatore. Congratulations. I have with me my colleague Aro. He'll be announcing rest of the awards. So over to you, Aro.
Thank you very much. Now I'll be disclosing the awardees for Best Construction Projects. The first one goes to Afcons Infrastructure Limited, Mahatma Gandhi Setu Patna Project, trophy and certificate. Asset Home Private Limited, Asset Rangoli, Ernakulam project, trophy and certificate. Can I get a round of applause, please? Border Roads Organization, construction of 181.20 meter span multi-cell box Pakka Kotha Bridge at kilometer 66 on road Dayalchak, Ramkot in Jammu and Kashmir, trophy and certificate. And construction of 30-meter span multi-cell box Benadi Bridge at kilometer 9.8 on road Dayalchak Ramkot in Jammu and Kashmir for the certificate. Same team. Dinesh Chandra R. Agarwal Infracon Private Limited for new Greenfield Airport at Holongi, Itanagar, trophy and certificate. Can we get a little louder with the claps? GR Infra Project Limited, Purvanchal Expressway Sultanpur, trophy plus certificate. Border Road Organization, can they collect their second certificate? GMR Goa Airport Limited, International Airport Limited, Manohar International Airport, Goa, trophy and certificate. Claps, please, claps. Now, GMR Goa International Airport Limited, Manohar International Airport, Goa. Heinrich Corporation, India Private Limited, Public Address System and Passenger Information Display System, PAS and PIDS. PAS hardware at Nagpur Metro Rail Project. Trophy and certificate. Can I get a round of applause? ITD Cementation India Limited for design and construction of elevated metro station of Nagpur Metro Rail Nagpur and the elevated metro viaduct for Nagpur Metro Rail project. Can we get a little louder, please? Kalpatru Power Transmission Limited, IIT Tirupati Phase 1, Chennai. Trophy and certificate. Can I get a little louder? Kalpatru Power Transmission Limited for Bagmane, Rome, Bangalore. Trophy and certificate. Kalpatru Power Transmission Limited for Naya Raipur Development Authority, NRDA, Raipur. Medal plus certificate. So these are multiple projects from Kalpatru Power Transmission Limited. NMDC 1008 Township Project, Jagdalpur, Chhattisgarh. Medal plus certificate. Kalpatru Power Transmission Limited, Vaiva City, Hyderabad. Medal plus certificate. Kalpatru Power Transmission Limited, Indus, VB City, Hyderabad. Medal plus certificate. Prestige Falcon City Forum Mall, Bangalore. Medal plus certificate. We'll get to the dinners if the claps are better. Railway electrification of RBL UCR 63 RKM by 70 TKM, 25 kilovolt ohm OHE work, Raebareli. Medal plus certificate. Everyone should get a clap. Come on. I can't hear from the backside. Maharashtra Metro Rail Corporation Limited for 5D BIM Digital Technology Platform, Nagpur. Trophy and certificate. The last team for Kalpatru was Railway Electrification, RBL. Huh? Ji. Sure. Sure. Kalpatru Power Transmission Limited for Prestige Falcon City Forum Mall, Bangalore. Medal plus certificate. Mohammed. Okay. Kalpatru's team, Kalpatru Power Transmission Limited for Prestige Falcon City. Kalpatru's team for Railway Electrification, RBL UCR, Raebareli. Kalpatru Power Transmission Limited for Indus VB City, Hyderabad. Can you please come and collect your correct prize? Kalpatru Power Transmission Limited, Indus VB City, Hyderabad. Can you please come? And can we not stop the clapping, please? Now, Shapurji Palonji and Company Private Limited for Aquatic Gallery Project, Ahmedabad. Trophy and certificate. Can we get louder? Shapurji Palonji and Company Private Limited for IKEA Retail Stores Project, Bengaluru. Trophy and certificate. Shapurji Palonji and Company Private Limited for construction of elevated metro station at Pune Metro Project, Pune. Medal plus certificate. Can we hear a bit of commotion for... Navyug Engineering Company Limited, 4-laning of NH1A from Kazigund to Banihal, Jammu and Kashmir. Medal plus certificate. Navyug's team, Navyug Engineering Company. Aparna Construction and Estates Private Limited, Aparna Sarovar Zenith Hyderabad Project. Medal plus certificate. Can we get some claps over here? A little louder. Bihar State Building Construction Corporation Limited. Construction of Anjuman Islamia Hall, Patna. Medal plus certificate. Oh. Engineers India Limited for MAF project, Assam Petrochemicals. For Engineers India Limited for MAF project Assam Petrochemicals Limited, Namrup, Dibrugad, Namrup. Medal plus certificate. Can I get some claps for the EIL team? The front side, can we get some claps? HTG Engineering Private Limited, 2 by 800 megawatt Goda USC TPP, Adani Power Jharkhand, Goda Jharkhand. Medal plus certificate. L&T Construction Limited, Wet IC, execution of lift canal system of Upper Indravati Irrigational Project, Kalahandi, Kusum Khunti. Medal plus certificate. Can we get a louder clap? Backside. RKEC Projects Limited, Indoor Sports Arena, Vishwakarma. Medal plus certificate. A little louder, please. Shri Balaji NG Cons Limited for rehabilitation and upgradation of existing 2-lane to 4-lane from Kamakhya Nagar to Dubri section, Dhain Canal. Medal plus certificate. Shri Balaji NG Con. All right. Simplex Infrastructure Limited for construction of barrage across Gahari River, Tandwa. Medal and certificate. First, can we get a little louder for these guys over here? Yes. A little louder, please. Backside. Godrej Properties, Godrej Woods, Godrej City, Panvel, Mumbai. Certificate. I would like to invite Bridge and Groove to collect a memento from CIDC, the Bridge and Groove team. Careful, careful. Yes, they also received a CIDC badge as well. I need some energy over here, people. Let's hear a bit for MSV International Incorporated, for IE for Balance Works, for 4-laning of Package 1 Amravati Chikli section under Bharatmala Pariyojana certificate. ESCON Projects Private Limited for Kera Coal India Private Limited, Vadodara certificate. A little energy, we'll get close to the dinner for sure. Surat Municipal Corporation for water security through usage of green energy. Surat. They are getting a certificate. I would like to invite Mr. Ashutosh Bhardwaj for an important announcement. But first, can we hear a little bit of claps, please?
A 2-minute break for you. You can roll your wrists, rest your palms. They must be tired of clapping. But strain your ears because this is an important announcement. Now, as you see the India Construct Meet, this was the larger gathering, and the precursor to this was the Brand Connects, which we rolled out last year. In year 2022, we decided to roll out the Brand Connects across India. Prior to that, most of our functions, the events or the connects, were primarily NCR based. But we got a lot of feedback and market intelligence from various companies during our site visits to Vishwakarma, as well as our vendor enlistment, where both of the exercises, we do a 360-degree due diligence, and it is on-site ground checking for any of the projects that we basically award, or any of the vendors that we enlist. We go on the ground, and it's an evidence-based system, not a document-based. So during those visits, basically people were very forthcoming, and they shared their feedback to us, and they said, why not Bangalore? Or why not Mysuru? Or why not Kolkata? We would also like to partake in the emerging practices and emerging technologies series. So we rolled out from Delhi, we went to Bombay, Bombay to Bangalore, Bangalore to Hyderabad, and it culminated in December in Bhubaneswar. So this year, again, we have a program to roll out 6 brand connects across various cities. Now, these cities, of course, would be different from the last ones, and we plan to go to B cities as well, and C cities. So Ranchi, Patna, Ahmedabad, Kolkata, Chennai, these are on the anvil. In fact, Bhavan Nirman Vibhag, Patna से ये लोग आए हुए हैं. कल हमारे डायरेक्टर जनरल से इनकी एक मीटिंग थी, उसमें इन्होंने इस प्रस्ताव को काफ़ी तवज्जो दी और इन्होंने कहा कि हाँ, पटना में ऐसी गैदरिंग नहीं हुई है, तो इसको आप लोग ज़रूर वहाँ लेके आएँ. तो किसी भी शहर से या किसी भी अन्य जगह से, if you guys are interested in basically hosting a connect, a brand connect is primarily a gathering of both the demand side and supply side, and many of you have witnessed it also. So do share your feedback. And we also got a suggestion. I think Lieutenant General Harpal Singh only made that suggestion. Why not have a category next year for emerging technologies? So our honorable jury members, I'm sure they are on the dais and they are also taking stock. So all Vishwakarma awardees, we would be releasing the call for nominations for year 2024 in July or August. So you are most welcome to share your feedback, suggest any new categories that you would like to incorporate, expand any existing categories that you have, and do write a mail to us, and we will see what best can we do. We would be having the jury closure meeting end of this month. So that is the time, the 15-day window that you have, that is the best time to send us those suggestions. So 2 brand connects, 6 brand connects, as well as 2024 Vishwakarma jury. Aro, you can please take over.
I would like to call Dinesh Chandra R. Agarwal Infracon Private Limited for new Greenfield Airport at Holongi, Itanagar. I believe there's been a switch of the trophies. All right, I'll now invite Mr. Praveen Tiwari to take over the remaining compare for the session. Oh, sure. But can I invite our chairman, sir, as well as Lieutenant Harpal Singh, sir? Can we get some claps, please? And now I'll invite Mr. Praveen Tiwari to take over the remaining awards.
Thank you and congratulations. Achievement Award for Construction, Health, Safety and Environment, Code I. I request, since we have a huge list of awardees here in this particular category, I'll request you to be quick. I'll call the name quickly. Please line up from this side. Dalmia Bharat Green Vision Limited, construction of cement grinding unit line 1, Meenakshi Cement Work, Satur, trophy and certificate. Dalmia Bharat Green Vision Limited, the team is requested to quickly come to the stage. Dalmia Cement Bharat Limited again, Jharkhand Cement Works Line 2, Bokaro, trophy and certificate. If there is another team, I request the team to line up as quickly as possible. Dalmia Cement Bharat Limited. Engineers India Limited, residual utilities and offsites of the project for Rajasthan Refinery Project Barmer, trophy and certificate. Engineers India Limited. GR Infra Projects Limited, construction of elevated structures, viaduct, Bangalore, trophy and certificate, and construction of 8-lane carriageway, Kota, medal and certificate. GR Infra Projects Limited. GMR Goa International Airport Limited and Mega Wide Construction DMCC getting the trophies and certificate for Manohar International Airport Goa. May I request the representative for both the teams to come on the stage. GMR Goa International Airport Limited, and Megawide Construction, DMCC. Team GMR and Team Megawide Construction. Kalptaru Power Transmission Limited, Prestige Tranquil, Hyderabad, Alembic City Tower A, Bangalore. Kalptaru Power Transmission Limited, Prestige Tranquil, Hyderabad. Prestige Tranquil, Hyderabad, KPTL. Alembic City Tower A, Bangalore, KPTL. Social Housing Phase 2, Maldives, Trophy and Certificate, KPTL team, Maldives. KPTL team, Maldives. KPTL DLF Downtown, Block 3, Chennai. Medal and certificate. Can I request the KPTL team to take on behalf of Maldives as well? DLF Downtown, Block 3, Chennai, KPTL. DLF Downtown, Block 3, Chennai. Mr. Sanjay Pandey, can I request you to climb up and take on behalf of the KPTL team, please? Sorry, Mr. K.K. Pandey. Brigade Residencies at World Trade Center, Chennai. KPTL team again. Brigade Residencies at World Trade Center, Chennai. Can I request Mr. Lakhan Rai? Narmada Jhabua, Micro Irrigation Scheme, Jhabua, the medal and certificate. Ambar Odia Group Microlift Irrigation Project, Khargon, medal and certificate. Team KPTL from Khargon. Navrangpur Water Supply Scheme, NWSS, District Navrangpur, Medal and Certificate. लखन जी यहीं रहिए आप अभी. Navrangpur Water Supply Scheme, NWSS, District Navrangpur, KPTL team getting medal and certificate. Dhanbad Water Supply Project, Dhanbad, KPTL, Dhanbad Water Supply Project. Dhanbad Water Supply Project. Lachura Kashipura Group of Villages Water Supply Scheme, Mahoba. Many awards for Team KPTL. A big round of appreciation and applaud for this team. Keller Ground Engineering India Private Limited. Ground improvement, piling, board cast in situ and stone columns for NRL expansion project. Trophy and certificate. Keller Group Engineering India Private Limited. Ground improvement, stone columns for track works for JNPT, Keller Group Engineering India Private Limited, medal and certificate. SCON Projects Private Limited, trophy and certificate, Hilti Manufacturing India Private Limited at Vadodara. SCON Projects. Hilti Manufacturing India Private Limited, trophy and certificate goes to SCON Projects Private Limited. Avantis Space Limited, Pune, medal and certificate goes to the same team. Please stay back. Take your medal and certificate as well. Shapurji Palonji and Company Private Limited, Joyville Hadapsar, NXC Pune, trophy and certificate for Joyville project. Shapurji Palonji and Company Private Limited. Chipaner Microlift Irrigation Scheme, Water Division, Indore, medal and certificate. Shapurji Palonji and Company Private Limited. $120 MLD STP project Lucknow. Shapurji Palonji and Company Private Limited, medal and certificate. Sidco Package 3, JUI Nagar 1590, Mumbai, Medal and Certificate, Shapurji Palonji and Company Private Limited. Waterstones Development Project, Mumbai, Shapurji Palonji Limited, Shapurji Palonji and Company Private Limited. Medal and Certificate. Waterstones Development Project, Mumbai. The same team is getting certificate for Punjab Water Supply and Sewerage, Moga Project, Water Division, Faridkot. Grand Memorial of Bharat Ratna, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Mumbai, certificate for this project to Shapurji Palonji and Company Private Limited. तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट में कंजूसी है थोड़ी सी. Ashoka Buildcon Limited, Panagarh, Palasit Road Project, Panagarh, Medal and Certificate, Ashoka Buildcon Limited. Ashoka Buildcon. Asset Homes Private Limited, Asset Moon Grace, Ernakulam, Medal and Certificate, Asset Homes. Birla Estates Private Limited, Birla Navya, Gurugram, Medal and Certificate. Birla Estates Private Limited. Tata Realty Infrastructure Limited, IMCC, Intellion Park, Navi Mumbai, Medal and Certificate, Tata Realty. Do we have anybody from Tata Realty? ITD Cementation India Limited, upgradation of passenger terminal building, Medal and Certificate, Trichy. ITD Cementation India Limited. K. Raheja Corporate Services Private Limited, getting medal and certificate for Gera Commerce Zone, Pune, and certificate for Aditya Shagun Infinity IT Park, Pune. I request the team to come on the stage. K. Raheja Corporate Services Private Limited, to collect the medal and certificate and the certificate as well for the other project. KEC International Limited, Civil SBU, Medal and Certificate for Civil Structural Works, including land development for Philips Carbon Black Limited, Thiruvallur, Tamil Nadu, Medal and Certificate, and certificate for Reliance Shopping Mall Project Jamnagar, another certificate for Tata Steel Kalinganagar, Jajpur. KEC International Limited to collect their medal and certificate and the other certificates for the other projects. No problem. Let them take it. KEC International Limited, TND South Asia SBU, medal and certificate for two different projects, ASTB 110 line 4 220 kV and 400 kV DC transmission line Golpara. Tata Steel. It will come as per the sequence we will be calling. We cannot disturb the order. So you will have to probably come again. KEC time, huh? KEC? One certificate is pending. Yeah, please come. Jajpur. KEC Jajpur. ले जाओ आगे ले जाओ. हाँ ले जाओ खड़े हैं वहाँ पे. L&T Constructions Limited, MAHSR L&T Constructions, Gotri Road, Vadodara, medal and certificate. L&T Constructions Limited. L&T Constructions Limited, Wet IC, Jharsuguda Water Supply Project, Jharsuguda, medal and certificate. Congratulations. Jharsuguda Water Supply Project, Jharsuguda, Team L&T Constructions Limited, Wet IC. L&T for Chandi Bangar WSS, Chitrakoot, medal and certificate. L&T Constructions Limited, Wet IC for Chitrakoot. L&T Constructions Limited, Wet IC again for LE1 60730 Pune ESR GSR project. L&T team from Pune ESR and GSR, medal and certificate. So we'll L&T wet IC यहाँ से.
ठीक है.
You need this one?
I'm good with this. L&T Construction Limited, wet IC for CWSS to Sivagangai, Package 3, Sivagangai. Medal and certificate. Can we get a round of applause, please? People in the back. L&T Construction Limited, wet IC for Kirari Sewerage and SPS, New Delhi. They are getting a certificate. Can I hear a round of applause for these guys? A little louder. From the back. L&T Construction Limited, wet IC for 477 MLD water treatment plant for Chandraval Package 01 project, Delhi. Let's hear it for them. On my left, can you clap a little louder? On my right. L&T Construction Limited, BNFIC, Asset 13, Prestige Trade Center, New Delhi. They are getting a certificate. Can I get a round of applause from the center? L&T Construction Limited, BNFIC, for CIDCO, housing project, Bamandongri. They are getting a certificate for this. Can I get a louder clap? From the directors, can I get a clap? Mishra sir. My Home Construction Private Limited, they are getting My Home Grava Hyderabad, a medal and certificate. Okay. The same gentlemen are also taking the award for My Home Sayuk, Hyderabad. Can I hear some claps, please? The same team is also getting My Home Nishada, Hyderabad, medal and certificate. A little bit of claps, please. People on the back. People in the front as well. High Tech Projects Private Limited for Venus Pashmina, Ahmedabad. They're getting a certificate. Can we hear a bit of claps from the backside? Incline Realty Private Limited for Sky City project, Mall and Tower, FGH, Mumbai. Godrej Fund Management for Godrej Center, Golf Course Road, Sector 42, Gurugram. They're getting a certificate. Some more claps, please. A little more energy. We'll get dinner after this. Please. Claps. All right. Wellspun Enterprises Limited. 4x6 laning of Anta Simaria Ganga Bridge with approach road. Begusarai. They are getting a certificate. Let's have some energy for these guys. Now I would like to invite Mr. Ashutosh Bhardwaj for another important announcement.
Thank you. Now, before we, the important announcement is about Surat Municipal Corporation. Are you there? Have you received your certificate? Okay. I got the message that Surat Municipal certificate has been given to somebody else. So you've got your certificate. Thank you so much for that confirmation. Now we have one category left, and we await the arrival of Mr. Sudhendu Sinha, Dr. Sudhendu Sinha from the Niti Aayog. Before that, we have to share certain news with you, the developments that have happened in the India Construction Meet. Over the 3 days, as I told you, that we've had deliberations on emerging technologies and best practices. We had few other sessions. We had a session on disaster management. Professor Chandan Ghosh was there. He would like to say a few words on that and tell what basically was deliberated. And it was a very interesting session, mostly told through videos and in a cinematic experience. The experts shared their thoughts. Professor Chandan Ghosh will elaborate on that. We had a session on how to increase the consumption of steel and how to make our footprints greener, how to reduce the carbon footprint. So that was another interesting session. We had a session on cement. Mr. Mathur is there. Perhaps he would like to elaborate on that. That was also a very interesting session. We had 3 sessions on dispute resolution and arbitration, which were very well attended. And we had a session on Asia Construct. Some of the partnering country flags that you see, they are all under the banner of Asia Construct, which is a conglomeration of 17 Asian countries. And every year they meet in a different country, deliberate on various best practices, emerging technologies, how to build capacities in the Asian region. Now this was coordinated by Mr. Majumdar, Mr. Deepak Majumdar, our director at CIDC. Perhaps you can actually interact with him and know more about that session. We had 2 sessions on transportation, moderated by Mr. Rajiv Jain, one of our senior directors. So you can actually interact with him and he'll tell you more about connectivity, metro connectivity through metros, how they are shaping urban habitats. That was discussed. And another one was on road connectivity, both very important features of modern day life. And of course, we had a session, 2 sessions rather, by Construction Chemical Manufacturers Association of India. One was a panel discussion and another was about various best practices and emerging technologies that you could employ. Now all these, the technical session videos are all hosted on our YouTube channel. You see the previous slide had the barcode for that. You can actually follow that or just Google it or go to YouTube and search CIDC, Construction Industry Development Council, and all the videos will come. So there was a lot of learning. We went for a hybrid mode for the India Construction Meet. And first 2 days we had invited a lot of colleges from NCR. So I'm sure a big clap for you also because you've been, as part of the best practices that CIDC has been telling you and during the surveillance audits, you have been connecting very well on this platform and many of the organizations have been promoting internships at their site. So a big clap for them. The list of 10 best practices that CIDC shares with you and which you also give an undertaking sometimes, but most of it is you are doing on your own violation. And one of them is basically the skilling and upskilling of the construction workers. Now that's a very noble initiative and I am very proud of the alumni of CIDC Vishwakarma Awards because they have been the harbingers, they have been at the forefront and they are actively doing it. Many of the sites, basically they are lagging behind, but I'm sure during the course of time they'll also catch up. Like MES, Dr. Swaroop said, and we have the DGW and BRO and all of them have taken the cue and shown the path forward that yes, there's a lot of merit in skilling your workforce. You not only basically save on rework, you arrest the wastage and you get better quality. So all 3 roll into one and at a very fraction of a cost and time that you invest. But the benefits that you reap are humongous. So a big clap for all those companies who've been doing this. So India Construction Meet also had a dedicated session on skilling, upskilling, and through industry academia interaction. And our director, Mr. P.K. Mishra, he handled the session. All of you can connect with him and basically do a deep dive into the subject and see where CIDC stands. In fact, first day, Mr. Sudhendu Sinha, who would just be joining, he laid out the map for CIDC as well during the inaugural as to what is our way forward, how do we need to engage, what is the intensity of engagement we need to have with various stakeholders. And we've also got feedback from all of you, so that is a lot of homework for us as well, to engage, to go on the drawing board, do up a plan, and see where we go, how we go, and what we achieve. The regional workshops proposed by them, that is another thing that is on the anvil and that will be taken up in Olgatso. So these were some of the things that transpired over the last 3 days. And as we conclude the session, post this, basically we'll have the drinks and cocktails and we'll network and we will exchange ideas and knowledge once again and see where we go. With that, basically, I would now like to invite Dr. Chandan Ghosh, and if you can basically tell them more about the disaster management session that you had, which was moderated by our ADG, Mr. Sunil Mahajan. So can you please come up and share a few words, and then we'll move on to the next category. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you for this invitation, and also Chairman Jury and Chairman of CIDC, and also all dignitaries in the dais. We had a 3-hour-long session on disaster mitigation yesterday, and 6 speakers were there, CBRI, 2 speakers, and then from NIDM myself, and also from World Bank, who have been doing number of projects along the, in the line of National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project. And also one young entrepreneur has joined, who is just in 30s only, based now in Dehradun, but he has made software, BOQ, or when building plans are there, and then what are the intervention to be made by the engineers, especially structural engineer, and bringing all architect, planners, owners, and facility managers, project management, everything he has made into a software to bring everyone and giving a feedback to the client that how much expenditure is being made, what is the estimate, where materials are available. And in fact, that was the last lecture, but that gave such an impression that with the transparency in the material management, construction management, and the expertise with the planners, architect, builders, and also structural engineers, especially in the disaster-prone area, what kind of reliability, transparency can be brought in among the clients or owners or among everyone in the society, that has been a really very enjoying. And also another thing is the listing of all the experts have been made, whether it is, say, structural engineer or planners. So accordingly, whatever projects that they are getting, they are giving it to many of them who are even in service. So it takes hardly few minutes or few hours to check all those things and give it go ahead. And at the same time, every day, every moment, what kind of updation has been made into the construction through survey, through assessment. These are being made into transparent manner. And in my part, I wanted to highlight that disaster resiliency, as well as with CIDC, we have done few programs, especially on the initial one with engineer Sinha Saab ke saath, how there are so many bridges are there. How to check the health of the bridges, and what are the techniques are evolved in our institutes and academia, and at the same time, how much helplessness are there in the state highways or national highways, even in railway, in order to know that what is the current status of the bridges, whether railway bridges or road bridges. There are numbers are there, but their locations and other thing, they have been trying a lot to locate them at least in Google Map, but that is a humongous task, but which can be taken up. And along with that, health inspection of the buildings and infrastructure. It may be a national park, it may be canal, it may be railway, it may be tunnel, it may be roads, it may be landslide prone area. We have not yet started checking of this infrastructure. So I took advantage of showing it that how infrastructures are rated in America since 1988, every 3-4 years, how they are giving the grading, like we give it A grade, B grade, C grade. 2021 grading of all the 19 infrastructure category that they have made, they brought out in a report by professional body like ASC, American Society of Civil Engineers, and whatever report that they have submitted in the month of May 2021, it is being adopted by the Congress there with $1.2 trillion for 5 years that they have to take care, and what grading they have done. The professionals have got that audacity in a sense that whatever report that they have submitted, it is accepted in toto, and whatever suggestions that they have made, there is no such changes, and then they have made for next 5 years, they have given $1.2 trillion for taking up the structure that they have reported, which has got highest grade C-. All the American infrastructure, they have graded it. I say it audacity because they have got that professional efficiency, and whatever they have displayed through the report, which comes through every 3 to 4 years, it is being accepted by the national, decision maker, lawmaker, and it is given a thumping, say, go ahead for the next 5 years with so much of investment, and they have suggested in that report what are the methods and how to check it, what is the capacity building has to be done, everything brought in the comprehensive report, which are all available freely in the internet. So our emphasis through CIDC and CBRI and CRRI, we have been making some effort here that to at least start with health inspector program, which is getting shifted due to some reason, but very soon we are going to start in a mass scale for the budding engineers who are coming out from the engineering colleges and architectural colleges to make them health inspector. And inspector in a sense, of course, we have a lot of things discussed over in a meeting, but it is something that which is of urgent necessity for the country to take care of 300 millions of building stocks that which we have been making. Every year we are adding 1%, 2%, but at the same time we have to keep their health also in our record so that we can prognose before anything happens, and we can at least have a list of that, what is happening after some event or before some event, and then take note of that, what has gone wrong. So that is a thing that will generate a lot of employment to our engineers who are coming out from the universities and colleges. So, and as such, I don't want to add much, but the kind of platform, the kind of experience sharings that we have for the last 3 days, it is marvelous. And one thing that I have noted that there are certain kind of, from traditional construction to mud house and to Dhaji Diwari and all those and these Ekra houses, Bhunga houses, which performed well, even CPWD construction that which performed well in many of the disaster-prone area. But we need to check more on performance-based study, research, experimentation, validation, and live experience of building performance during such kind of event that happening, which is still taking backseat, but we have to encourage that. And moreover, the kind of constructions that we are making in the hilly area, the kind of roads that we are making in the hilly area, there are many nature-based solutions. It is not that steel or concrete or how many rods that we are adding there, but there is always nature has given certain solution, which I have highlighted even that how to take care of bioengineering and other measures, and cleaning of water by some medicinal things that which are extracted from the tree, that I try to highlight in that. So most welcome to visit our new campus that in Rohini, which is about 30 kilometers from here. And we'll be very happy to have programs with anyone, any organization to make disaster resilient infrastructure and health checking as a norms of our skill set that we have to. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ghosh. And thank you for the invitation. Also, all of you can avail the invitation and go and meet Dr. Ghosh and add to your knowledge repository. There was also one more session that I forgot to tell you, that was on B2B and startups. And that was chaired by Chairman Jury, and Mr. Ratul Datta was the co-chairman. And in this, basically, CIDC has a policy of encouraging the startups to come and basically deliver solutions for the industry that can, fresh ideas that can basically scale up quality, productivity, and safety. I would now like to invite Mr. Sanjay Mathur, former Chief Strategy and Innovation Officer from Ultratech, to throw some light on the session on cement that we had. Mr. Mathur, please.
Good evening, jury, and good evening, friends. Well, we had a very interesting session on the cement sector, and this was related to sustainability and how to reduce the carbon footprint of the cement industry. As you all know that, India is one of the largest producers of cement in the world. We are the second largest, and we have a capacity of roughly about 580 million tons of cement. In fact, it's so large, and in one single geography, that itself is a record of sorts. That we produce so much of cement in one single geography.
Now, in the topic why we had selected this was because, as you are all aware, that the cement sector is growing at a fairly healthy pace of about 7-8%, and contributes immensely to the GDP growth of the country. And as the Prime Minister has also announced, that by 2047 we will be a developed country, and the need for infrastructure development is immense. So the projects which are now coming into India are massive, they're very large, and the scale has changed. In fact, the new bullet train project, which is under construction from Ahmedabad to Mumbai, is probably one of the largest civil projects in the country. The progress of this project is going on stream, and I think we will very soon see the running of the bullet train. And similarly, I think a huge amount of infrastructure development happening, be it expressways or roads or ports, new airports are being constructed. And I think we can see an extremely, very fast growth, in fact, in this sector. Now, while all this is very rosy, but the issue is that, cement production is a high CO2 producer. So we had selected this topic mainly to see as to what initiatives the various companies are taking on reducing the CO2 component. And most of the Indian cement companies are in, as part of the Paris Agreement, to reduce the carbon footprint in the country. In fact, in spite of being the largest, one of the largest producers of cement, the CO2 footprint in the country is the lowest in the world, because we produce a huge amount of blended cements. Of the total cement which is produced in India, about 70 to 72% of the cement is blended cements, which means we are mixing fly ash and slag and other cementitious material to cement to reduce the CO2 footprint. The deliberations took place. In fact, we had a panel of experts from Ultratech, from Dalmia's, from JK Cement, and one of the RMC producers was also there. So it was a mixed blend of various companies which participated in this. And the panelists discussed as to what steps each company is taking to reduce the carbon footprint. The deliberations were very, very healthy. In fact, a lot of new things have been done, both on the manufacturing of clinker, how to reduce the CO2 footprint on the clinker side. A lot of innovations happening on the use of alternative fuels, how to use alternative fuels to reduce the CO2 footprint, and how to produce green cement and how to increase the consumption of green cement in the country. I think overall it was a very interesting exercise. This session happened on the first day itself after lunch and was very well attended. Very positive things have come out with it. And I think the CIDC and the industry will now take this forward as to, to come out with a road plan and a roadmap as to what needs to be done further to continue this drive of reducing the CO2 component. So it was, again, a very interesting this thing, and thanks to CIDC for having organized this construction meet. And I think a lot of new things will come up in this, which will take us, very far. Thank you.
Thank you, Mathu Sahab. I would now invite, before we move on to the next category, DG, Dr. Swaroop.
I just thought I'll share a couple of observations that came out of all our visits, and that is something which generally we do not wish to talk about in the construction industry, which is a very important issue. And the issue is about succession. If you look at the kind of average lives of construction organizations, you will realize that possibly the whole run is limited to about 3 generations. The grandfather will start the business, the son will nurture it and expand it, and by the time the grandsons take over, there is a bit of a problem. We want to articulate this whole thing and put it in a numerical form now. So we have commissioned a study to basically a few universities in the United States, and I am going to be sending you some questionnaires. Please have a look at those questionnaires, answer them so that we know exactly where the problems are and how exactly the succession situation can be taken care of. After all, when we talk that we are going to be the world leaders, let's remember that Siemens is there for hundreds of years. Mitsubishi is there for hundreds of years. Hitachi, and you just name it, they are all there. But what happens to our own organizations in India? We have to start looking at the reasons which basically fail the longevity. That is one area. The second very important area that we have to consider, and that is that past 27 to 30 years, and authorized way I can tell you, in CIDC we have been observing, because we are the ones who keep a tab on all the data and figures of the industry. We know exactly how the things are faring where. When we started CIDC, at that point in time, the total volume, annual volume of construction used to be about 1,47,000 crores of rupees, which has now grown to almost about 6.5 lakh crores of rupees. If we aggregate that, we have already built assets worth about 300 lakh crores of rupees, if we take that into account. We have built new assets, and we are going with great gusto to build new assets continuously. But what is happening to the old structures, those which are coming of age? Look at the flyovers, look at the bridges, look at all kinds of things. Do we have robust systems to basically do their health assessment? Answer is no. Do we have robust systems to basically pick and choose those materials which can enhance the longevity of the structures that have been thus constructed? That is another area. So we have now entered into a memorandum of cooperation with CSIR, SERC to be in particular, to start looking at these things. We are coming out with codes of practice and number of other things that we are doing to make sure that the construction business, which is the virgin business, may remain at 6.5 or 7 lakh crores of rupees, but retrofitting, repair, and maintenance is going to grow into almost like 12 to 15 lakh crores of rupees in next about 3 to 4 years to come. One appeal that I have to make to all of you is start looking at this particular aspect also. That is the sunrise area in future. And you would know that much of the industry in the United States and in Europe, for that matter, survives on these particular things, and particularly British industry. They look into that. We are fast reaching that stage. That's the kind of scenario. The third thing that I have to tell you is that there are programs now which we had initiated almost about 8 months ago. This is to make assessment of health of the structures, bridges, and buildings that we have constructed. Diagnosis will have to be done. After all, let's remember, a child is in the womb of the mother for 9 months. You need gynecologists, you need doctors, you need all kind of medical aid and support for those 9 months. But what happens when a human being is born? For 80 years or 90 years, that's the kind of average lifespan these days. Minimum 70 years is very common for that matter. Believe you me, half of this life, they need lot of medical support. Do we have such kind of health support in the construction industry? This is another area that we are going to be working with number of research institutions. Safety is another issue, and we have just entered into an MOC with National Safety Council. They were focusing their activities mainly on manufacturing industry, but we are trying to bring them now in fore so that together we can start looking at the safety aspect in a very, very serious manner. So I think the future is going to be very exciting, and we have very, very new ideas that are now coming in. You talk of UAVs, the unmanned aerial vehicles that have to be used for multiple type of activities. Where are the people who can run that? How can we get the authentic information, data collection, analysis of costs, and many other things that are needed there. My appeal to the educational institutions is, and we are fortunate to have our friend from IIT Tirupati. Sir, can you just raise your hand and show yourself up? He has traveled all the way from Tirupati. I've known him for a number of years now, and we have on our plan such kind of activities which can be taken up there. We are talking about creating a whole ecosystem to enhance the consumption of steel so that the constructions can be faster, they can be quicker, and the quality can be more reliable and better for that matter. Don't forget that we are now having structures which are as tall as 120 stories. That is what we are constructing. And very recently, even the Indian Army, they have constructed a structure which is almost, I think, 78, 79 stories, sir. Am I right or wrong? Huh? How many? 62 stories. Anyway, not very far. Now, what do we do when we start thinking in terms of the natural disasters like earthquake, like the kind of things that we need material which is ductile, and steel is a quicker solution. We have done very well on the cement front. Now is the time that we should basically coalesce together with the steel industry and make sure that we have the systems and methods available with us. Skill development is another area which is continuously going on, and that is the mainstay of CIDC. We are just moving around throughout the country, and we have spread our wings now, even to the international markets. Why should our workers, who number close to almost like about 30 million, that is the great number that is serving many countries, and I'm especially talking about the Middle East, but now they are spread in Europe, they have gone to Far East, and they are going everywhere for that matter. This morning we had a discussion with South Korean agency from the government, and very soon we will be formalizing our relationship with them so that the exchanges can be done. Our people are going outside. We are a young nation, and we have to make sure that our people are really fit to work on the global platform. So these are the kind of things which are on the anvil. And the last thing that I have to say in my address, that all the awardees, my congratulations to them, and we have already organized a kind of a recording system here. You can go and give your expressions there, which will be hosted on the YouTube, which will go on the Twitter, so that everybody can see that and know that, yes, this is an organization that has done very well. So those who haven't gone there, please go and get yourself interviewed. They are short interviews, 30, 40 seconds or 50 seconds at the most, not more than that. But then you can always tell that how exactly you are feeling and what you have done and what more you are going to be doing. So there are wonderful times ahead. Let us all work very hard towards that. And thank you so much. I am giving it back to Ashutosh. Ashutosh, can you take it up? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Swaroop. And a lady on the right, can you please raise your hand? She's the one who will escort you to the green room, she and her team, for the YouTube bites. So be ready after this. And I would request the awards team now to basically conclude the last session of the awards. Aro, can you please do the honors?
So now, the last category, the best pre-engineered building, steel and precast. The first one goes to BG Shrike Construction Technology Private Limited for construction of 1152 EWS ground plus 5 units, Chennai. They are getting a trophy and a certificate. The back side of the hall, can we hear some claps, please? Dr. Kumar, can I hear some claps, please? A little louder. From the back. and the front. BG Shrike Construction Technology Private Limited for C/O 689 prefab houses for DDA on design build model in Pocket 7 at Narela, New Delhi. They are getting a medal and a trophy. On the left side, can I hear some claps, please? For the prefab houses, BG Shrike Construction Technology Private Limited for DDA, prefab houses for DDA in Pocket 4, 6, and 9 at Narela, New Delhi. They are getting a medal and a certificate. L&T Construction, BNFIC, Mission 96, ultra rapid construction of 96 flats in 96 days for CIDCO PMA Package 4 using precast large concrete panel systems at Kharkhopa, Navi Mumbai. Trophy and certificate. Can we get a little louder, please? Claps, please. Claps. Congratulations. L&T Construction Limited, BNFIC, for FC Complex, ADE, Bangalore, Mission 45 Days, Bengaluru, trophy and certificate. Yes. So this trophy is jointly shared by DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization. So I would like to invite the Defense Research Development Organization for the same project because they also contributed to the development for FC Complex ADE Bangalore, the Mission 45 Days, Bengaluru. Can they collect their trophy and the certificate? DRDO. Now the entire team is here. Can we hear a louder promotion, please? Jain sir. Prika Solutions India Private Limited for multi-level parking building at Infosys campus, Bhubaneswar. They are getting a medal and a certificate. Can we get some energy, please?
Achievement Award for Best Pre-Engineered Buildings, Steel and Precast, Code M. Smith Structures India Private Limited for the Mahansaria Tire Private Limited, Bharuch, the medal and certificate for the team. Smith Structures India Private Limited. RS Infra Projects Private Limited, Noida, for Achievement Award for Best Professionally Managed Company. RS Infra Projects Private Limited. RS Infra? Yeah.
Last thing है ना, memento के बाद देंगे ना. Memento करा देते हैं. ये पहले करा देते हैं. Vote of thanks. होगा.
The last award, and let me finally request you to clap as loud as possible. This is the last one for this year's Vishwakarma Award. Mindspace Shelters LLP, Webasto Roof Systems India Private Limited, Pune, medal and certificate. Mindspace Shelters. Congratulations to all the awardees. Thank you very much, sir. I now invite Dr. P.R. Swaroop, Director General CIDC, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much. We are honored by your presence. May thanks go to all the dignitaries who made it convenient to be with us today, and even those who could not make it today because of many exigent requirements. It goes to them. It goes to all the sponsoring organizations, all the exhibitors, the eminent speakers and experts who delivered very interesting lectures for the sake of posterity and for the benefit of the young students of engineering or even the practitioners. We have already made arrangements so that all the proceedings are available to anyone and everyone who would like to go through and refer to them. That's going to be very good information material. And my request to all of you is that please let your young engineers and those who are in the field practicing, they should be in a position to really go and access it. I know logistically it is not possible for each one to be here, but we have had a very good presence. Matter of fact, on day one, when the inaugural took place, we had close to about 700 plus physical participants who were here, and more than 600 to 700 participants who were joining on the web, and those who also participated in this particular event. It was a very, very major event. Why was it necessitated? A very simple reason was that for past 3 years, because of the COVID, we had this problem that we could not really meet people face to face. We could not really discuss and take up the kind of issues which only come through personal interactions. This event definitely gives an opportunity to all of us to once again assemble, talk to the people around, get new ideas, and also learn about the kind of emerging areas, some of which I spoke about. There are plenty of them. I was just looking at some of the solutions for rapid construction, and Mr. Mathur just now showed me that what exactly Ultratech Cement is doing, where they are preparing the entire pavement of the roads and highways in the factories itself. And of course, there is a locking arrangement by which you can just prepare the underbase and lay the road in about 3 to 4 hours' time. That is a kind of a miraculous thing. You don't require many other things. This is also trying to change the complexion of the industry and the way our workers are. Our workers have to be far more mechanized. The example of metro rails, the rapid transport, is something for each one of us to see. The Gati Shakti Yojana of Honorable Prime Minister is basically one signal for that particular change. Even the drivers of the locomotive, they are now known only as pilots. And these are educated, university-educated students. Many of them are engineers who are basically doing the things because the machines that they are operating, they are basically very, very state-of-art, and people without any training or education cannot handle that. We are talking about water metros now to basically make sure that entire coastal area of India, both eastern coast as well as western coast, is well connected. And the load on the highways through the golden quadrilateral that we have had, that can basically go down. And obviously water metros are far cheaper, far more economical, and far more effective for that matter. I was recently visiting Maldives, and that is where I had a long discussion with the many government agencies. And what they wanted was that 900 of their vacant islands must be connected. We had discussed this with Mahametro, and Mahametro is very much willing to go there. The second area which is of great interest is actually generation of power. They are also planning to move out of fossil fuels, now more to solar as well as the wind energy that they have. It is on the equator, so there is absolutely no need for any fossil fuel to be used there. Let's keep our minds open, let's keep our eyes open, let's look at the new opportunities. After all, this is our generation. This is for Indians to basically make it wide, far, and going deeper into the things. They are all looking at us. Let us basically not fail them for the sake of posterity. Thank you once again, all of you. You have been changing, and the changes have been for good. Dr. B.D. Mundra would like to add something. Sir, would you? Please. All right.
Actually, all three of us have got together, and in short, we want to give a vote of thanks to Dr. Saroop and his entire CIDC team for hosting this event very, very successfully. Thank you, Dr. Saroop and your team.
एक यंग आदमी है आपके बीच में और मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि इनका यूथ और इनका एंथुजियाज्म इसी प्रकार बना रहे। और एक बात मुझे इनको कहने की है, आपकी ख्वाहिशें इतनी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले। बहुत निकले तेरे अरमान, फिर भी कम निकले। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सबको।
The entire team has done a commendable work, and that is why we decided to jointly congratulate everybody.
Thank you very
कोई जरूरत नहीं है यार।
very
कोई
much.
जरूरत नहीं है, बहुत हो गया।
Very much, but I think this has to be responded. I have absolutely, you see, in our discussion, and two of us, whenever we had been, or rather three of us, the last word always has been mine. So, I have that privilege of coming back with the last word. It's very interesting. This is my 70th year on this planet. I am 70 years old. I may not be looking like that. And that basically makes me feel so happy in front of the young ladies around, you know? And when they come back and tell me, sir, you don't look like that. I said, who looks like that? Nobody looks like that, actually. It's all in the eyes. I have seen the days when things were being done totally through humans, And those days when I started my career, way back in 70s, we were hiring workers at the rate of 2.5 rupees a day. Children, those days child labor also was permitted. Everything. And nobody had seen equipment, construction machinery. I remember first time when I had gone to construct the Subarn Rekha Canal, that time it was Bihar, now it is Jharkhand. We had taken almost a battery of 6 excavators and dumpers. And believe you me, the entire villages, they used to come and have a look at that monster machine, which in one scoop used to lift about a cubic meter of earth. They could never believe or imagine that something like that should happen. And hilarious part was that after the first day of demonstration and operation, the next day we found that they had brought some sindoor, they had brought some flowers, and they had started worshipping it. They thought it is one more incarnation of the gods, for that matter. And to that, we have come to this stage when we just construct everything in the factories and bring and install them here. Thank you very much, everybody.
Just one last proceeding. Just one last proceeding. I'm really sorry for my audience. Second last proceeding. Right now, I would like to honor our amazing dais for awarding our awardees. So I would like to invite Dr. P.S. Rana to present mementos to our dais. Firstly, to Mr. Pradeep Bhargav. Pradeep, from Chairman Jury. Mr. B.D. Mundra, Chairman Emeritus, Simplex Infrastructure Limited. Dr. K. Radhakrishna, Ex-Director, CWNE, Directorate of Civil Works and Estate, DCWNE. Lieutenant General Harpal Singh, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, ADC, former Engineer-in-Chief, Army Headquarters. Mr. N.K. Sinha, former DG, MORF. Dinner is really close, people. Can we hear some claps? Mr. K.M. Singh, former CMD, NHPC. Mr. Ratul Datta, former CGM, ONGC. Now I would like to invite Mr. Ashutosh Bhardwaj for the final announcement for the evening. Dr. Chandan Ghosh, I'm so sorry. Dr. Chandan Ghosh. Now I would like to invite Mr. Ashutosh Bhardwaj for the announcement.
The announcement is basically now everybody is alumni of the CIDC Vishwakarma Award. You are part of the family. All those who want to click the pictures are most welcome to come onto the stage and have their pictures. The drinks and dinner will be in the front lawns, which will start in 5 minutes. I would request the jury members to kindly be on the stage for another 5 minutes so that awardees can click their pictures with you, please. Anybody and everybody is welcome, including the CIDC staff, members, everybody.
यहाँ से भी ले ले। थैंक यू। लो। इसका फोन है। ले ले। वो फोन ले ले। मैं छुपाई नहीं थी पता क्यों? मैं किसी और के नाम नाम
इधर से आगे से ये आना चाहिए सीढ़ी।
ये वाला फोटो अच्छा है।
यहाँ पे आई आई आई
इधर इधर खींच दें, इधर है। आ जाओ आ जाओ सब लोग अभी जाएगा मालूम नहीं आते। अब आओ, मैं निकलते चलो। अब दोनों खड़ा रहो, पहले मैं निकल जाता।
I hope it's the same place.
That must be the same.
Yeah, should be.
नेम प्लेट्स उतार लो, एक है।
ಅಲ್ಲ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಹಿಡಿದಿಟ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಫೋಟೋ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ இதுதான் நீ இடையில ஏதெடுத்தா கார்த்தி எனக்கு ஒரு தெரியாதா நில்லு கார்த்தி நீ எல்லாத்துக்கும்